Clodsire. A regional exclusive evolution is a tanky wall that frustrates your opponents. But if you have it set up, it can get super strong. And how about that, a little funky jazz to open up a Pokemon video? Who would have seen it coming? Hi guys, my name is Tom, and as you can tell, I play Pokemon, and for the last couple of weeks since I've had this YouTube channel, I've gotten a chance to post some unique builds, some counter meta teams, and this video is no different. We're bringing a Clodsire today. Now the first thing one thinks of when one mentions Clodsire, oh my goodness, is this a Stall Clodsire, a Toxic, Yawn, Stealth Rock? You guys should know me better. That's not what this Clodsire is. We're going to take advantage of its bulk. We're still going to do that, but we're going to use some unique strategies. We're bringing a wide lens on this Clodsire to boost its potential of hitting the move Gunk Shot, which is a super strong 120 base power physical poison attack, which is one of Clodsire's stabs. So we're leading with Clod. And then Typhlosion, and I've said this before guys, is such a good mon, especially for this regulation. And I really like the ability Frisk. It kind of reveals a set to your opponent. So Eruption's really strong. And then I'll bounce off of Claw, and here comes the Earthquake. And oh my goodness, that's not even boosted, and that does so much damage. So we're going to recover, because I'm thinking this might be locked in. And if I'm not wrong, Eruption does nothing right now. Yeah, 6 damage. So we could get greedy and continue to set up. But now we're in a really strong spot. So we're going to do one setup, and he stays in perfect. But after the setup, I think we attack. Because I think they understand kind of what's happening. And I think based on these last 2 turns, this mon has revealed itself to be a choice item. So I do want to double check their team. Man, I think Earthquake is so free here. We could get a little risky and do Gunk Shot for the Prim coming in, but I think Earthquake is the play. Excellent. Glad we didn't get greedy. Let's see what they bring in. So it was the Prim. Gunk Shot might have OHKO'd here, but this should do a ton of damage. Oh my goodness. So guys, if the first, quarter of this video, not even quarter, the 1/8 of this video has not demonstrated how strong this Clodsire can be, I don't know what else I can do for it. Because that is insane damage off of a Wally mon like Primarina. We're tearing water for a potential Psychic Noise. So there's the Psychic Noise. And that would have hit us, I believe, for super effective damage. Now, I'm not sure if this is a Liquid Voice Primarina, but Psychic or Water still hits us pretty hard. So I'm glad we teared there. Now, based on it not being a water move, this is a Torrent Primarina. So still did nothing, doesn't matter, but just worth noting. And then back at the Typhlosion. Man, I don't think this thing hits us hard with anything. I could get greedy and continue to set up, but I think we just want to KO it. And then here comes a Shadow Ball. This should do nothing. It's a crit. Of course. And speaking of the last couple weeks of me posting video, guys, if you've known anything, my luck with crits is absolutely atrocious. I feel like every single game, it's a crit, it's a miss move, the opponent's hitting all of their 20 accuracy, 30 accuracy moves. So yeah, buff there would have been good for this Excadrill, which I imagine probably Terra's. It's going to go faster, so I think even the Recover or an Earthquake, either of those I think were good plays. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I'm thinking a Terra-boosted Earthquake is coming our way. Man. This probably KOs. I'm not sure if the +1 defense, but I'm not sure if that matters. And it's not super effective because we Terra'd. So that's disappointing. But it is what it is. I think this still puts us in a pretty good spot. Now, I do want to pivot into Indeedee, who lives a move no matter what because of the Focus Sash. And I do want to get off a Trick Room because I believe even though our Annihilate has some speed investment, I imagine we're probably slower than this Excadrill, which is probably a full 252 invested into speed. So I think Trick Room's the play. This could get a little hairy if this Excadrill is slower than our Annihilate. But I still think it's the play. So let's pop this Trick Room. Let's pop and pray. We still live. So we're still alive after this turn. Okay, so flinch cheese. I respect it. I respect it. So thank goodness we break through. We hit the Trick Room. So we definitely are still going to get a move off. The Psychic should do some nice chip. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay. They forfeit. All right. Game 1, forfeit, GG's. On to Game 2. Alrighty, my friends, we're into Game 2. Going against an Incineroar, a Gengar, and a Spathra, who is a Mono Psychic type. I feel like I always confuse it, but it is Mono Psychic. The design of this Mon is incredible. So sometimes I confuse it for a dual type Fairy and Psychic, but just to clarify, Spathra is a pure Psychic type. Alright. Interesting. Dozo in the back. I really like these three. Obviously, we're bringing Clodsire, and just based on the first battle, and seeing how this one might go with the counters that we're bringing, I'm feeling a Clodsire video. What do we think about that, right? I gave a nice little introduction in the first battle, not knowing how much work it would have done. I do like it into their team. A little nervous about that Espathra. Gengar, a little nervous if it's like a Trick Gengar. Trick in general, I think against our Clodsire is like the one true weakness that I'm a little nervous about. A Choice Scarf on this Clodsire, pretty much, it's null and void after that. So we do want to avoid that. And I think with bringing the Annihilate in the back, potentially we can pivot in, but we'll kind of see in the lead. I think the lead distinguishes kind of that plan. But I think with Claude leading, I think it puts us in a beneficial spot potentially to counter or to pivot into something more beneficial. So we'll see kind of the matchup. Like I said, that first move, sometimes it can be so crucial. So we'll see who they bring versus who we bring. Okay, so got the Incineroar. Makes sense. The Intimidate drop, normally it's a good lead, depending if I would have led with Dragonite or Annihilate. But Annihilate has Defiant, so that might have been a good lead had we have brought Annihilate instead of Claude, but we're rocking with Claude. We love our Clodsire. Yeah, I see no problem here buffing. Maybe a taunt comes out from this Incineroar, but I think buffing right now might be the play. He's thinking about it. U-turn. Interesting. No taunt. So I do like that we're going to get buff off here. To the Corviknight. Okay, so Corviknight completely walls the set, guys. Obviously, there are some walls. It's not the perfect set. But when you take your opponent off guard and you have a good kind of mix in the mons that you bring, it's really strong. So this Corviknight completely walls us. Yeah, we're out of here yesterday. No sense staying in. We'll bring out my favorite Dragonite, and I've spoke in nauseam about how much I love this D-Knight set, this mixed kind of priority set with special moves and then your priority extreme speed. So there's the taunt. Let's hit him with a flamethrower. I don't think he expects the flamethrower, just like he probably doesn't expect a Wide Lens Clodsire. That's great damage. I love that. So pivoting. Dozo, maybe? We showed him a special move. Maybe the Espathra? Maybe Incineroar to get the Intimidate drop thinking that we're physical? Okay, so there is the Espathra. What to do, what to do. This might be a little risky, but I think they're going to hit the Protect. Is my theory, right? Potentially get that speed boost. But we'll see what happens. Oh man, it is the worst case scenario. I told you guys before the match, a trick onto this Clodsire is no bueno. That's no good. Oh man. Alright, so they got the Wide Lens. Eee. Alright, we gotta super predict here. We gotta think. We're pretty high up the ladder. I'm going for it. They could be smart and pivot to the Corviknight, but I'm going for it. I think this is the play. We gotta risk it. Let's Terra Water. Let's go into the Gunk Shot. If I'm my opponent, I pivot into Corviknight, but I'm predicting that they stay in thinking, then I'm gonna switch out my Claw now that I'm choiced. So I think this is the play. Stay in, stay in, stay in. Alright, protect, speed boost. Obviously that makes sense. I think they're staying in, guys. I think they're staying in. It stinks that we Terra'd. So now editing the video, I want to talk about this move because I think staying in was such a good play, considering what the opponent might have thought we would have done, and we get some really good chip on this Espathra. Let's see what happens. Stay in. Don't pivot into Corviknight. Don't pivot. Don't pivot. Don't pivot. My fingers are crossed. I'm crossing my toes. Make this be a good play. It's a little risky, but you have to get... Yes! Yes, yes, yes. He stayed in. We're going to get some great chip. Obviously, after this move, we're going to pivot out. That's awesome. That's a great... And we get the poison. Of all the turns so far in this battle, that is, I think, the strongest turn. I think that turn so far is at the King of the Hill. Obviously, it's super fast. We're not worried about it. Whatever move they decide to go into, they're pivoting. Excellent. Excellent, guys. So we're back out with a Corviknight. And I see no harm. And when D-Knight comes back out, going in through a Flamethrower, I'm not going to do Draco. I'm not going to hit him with an E-Speed. So I see no problem in doing that unless they Terra, which they could. I mean, we Terra'd for defensive purposes, so they very well could, but... Alright, here comes the Terra. I didn't want to lose my special attack drop for Draco, so I like Flamethrower better. So Terra Ground. Okay. Interesting. I imagine for electric immunity. This should still do a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm cool with that chip. We'll take that every day. Light Screen! Light Screen on a Corviknight. This Corviknight was waiting for this exact moment, this exact Dragonite to proc that move. I think it's the first time I've seen Light Screen on a Corviknight, especially this high up in the ladder. Last video, my Mart theory you guys saw, we faced a lot of people around like the 6, 7, 8,000 area. This match is kind of around the 5,000, 4,000. That's kind of where we've lived the last 2 battles. It's tough, man. I'm having a hard time kind of breaking that 1,000 threshold, at least this late into the season. If you start early, obviously you can get up into the hundreds, but this late into the season, if you've racked up some losses, you've had some misplays, had a consecutive losing streak, it is tough to kind of break it. So I'd love to break past 1,000 this month. Obviously we're going to pivot out here. I think Annihilate does really well here. Potentially they might still have Parting Shot? Trailblaze. Interesting. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're getting creative, y'all. In this part of the ladder, get creative, have fun, don't overthink it. I see no problem in Drain Punching. It should... Oh, we're still faster. Excellent. Wow. My goodness, that did so much damage. And we don't really have much attack invested into this Annihilate. So U-turn's going to bounce off, and they're out of there. Man, so I'm thinking Espathra comes in. Yep. So here's the Espathra, and again, that chip and that poison from Clodsire was so crucial. I'm not sure if this Rage Fist KOs. There's the Protect. Saw that coming. I wonder if they KO'd with Lumina Crash. I don't know. We still want a turn of Chip on Poison, just so I can revenge with Dragonite. Yeah, we switch here. I want to save Annihilate. You never know, just in case. So pivot into Dragonite. No matter what, I think we live. There's the Lumina Crash. Does nothing. Even multi-scale is broken. That's awesome. Now we revenge with E-Speed. I don't care if they switch out. I think Dragonite cleans up this game. I hate saying it before it happens. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. But I think this is a GG's. And that KOs every time. Excellent. And they really have nothing to hit us with, no matter who they pivot into. Maybe Incineroar just to drop our attack. So there's the Corviknight. This Draco definitely bops it, but hopefully we hit it. We do. Awesome, awesome. I've missed a lot of those guys. The last few weeks, I've missed a lot of Dracos, so I get a little shivery every time I click it. The Corviknight is done. There is no way we lose this match. Even that we're -2, we're still going into Draco. Here comes Incineroar. Drops attack, no problem. And that is a second consecutive wonderful GG's. Excellent. And we're going on to Game 3. Let's do it. Alrighty, guys, we're into Game 3. And looking at our opponent's team, Superior, who's an absolute beast. Ditto, who I actually have not seen a lot of this regulation. That's kind of cool. Corviknight, Goodra, Glamora, and then Basculegion. So I'm now thinking if I'm in my opponent's shoes. And I try to do that when I pick these matchups. And again, I told you guys last video about telegraphing. I'm definitely bringing Basculegion for potentially revenging. And they might bring Ditto. So I'm thinking Ditto and Basculegion are the two mons they're bringing. Maybe Corviknight? Corviknight does well against our team. So that's my theory there. I really like the 3 mons that I brought. Again, I love leading with Claude here. And this is definitely a Clodsire video. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. Clodsire is our featured mon in this video. I think it's done so well. It's played such a strong role today. Great profile picture, by the way. That was epic. Okay, Beast Ball, nice. Ditto. Is that a legit Ditto? One would think. Beast Ball, shiny Ditto. Okay, so Ditto lead. So we have Clodsireception here. 2 Clods. I've never seen a scarier battlefield. Let's pivot here. Can't really hit us. I'm assuming they go into Earthquake. Especially if they're choice locked. I think the pivot into Dragonite is always the play. We have no entry hazards, which is great, because it's also kind of like a counter to a Ditto. So kind of like a third extra variable. We have no setup on this Claude, and if this is a choiced Ditto, based on who we brought, I think Dragonite's a great pivot, so they're definitely thinking about it. They're like, we did not expect this. This is a demon-level Clodsire. This isn't set up. What the heck are they planning? That's a great play by my opponent. That's a great play. In this part of the ladder, guys, I'm telling you, everybody is smart. These plays are good. They're calculated, so you gotta be one step ahead. So there's that Basculegion. So I correctly predicted the first 2 mons. I'm thinking Corviknight might be the third. So if this is choiced as well, man, we are in a good spot. I see no problem firing off a Draco. They probably flip turn out of here. I don't see any last respects coming, especially this early in the battle. Excellent. Man, based on that damage, is this... I don't know if it's a choice band? Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming choiced, especially since they brought that. And I imagine that's their, like, revenge KO mon. So I'm going to assume choice. So back into the Ditto. I don't think this Ditto survives this Draco, guys. If it hits. If it hits. It does. Drum roll. And that's a KO. Crit. I don't know if that mattered, but we will definitely take it. Bye-bye, Ditto. That's a great spot for us to be in now. They just have a Basque, and then somebody else. Who the heck do they have in the back? Because that's the role their Basculegion plays, I imagine, on this team. So who it is, we do not know. And they're thinking about it. Oh my goodness. The one thing I will say, too, is being a little bit higher up in the ladder, some of these moves take a while. Alright, so back in the Basket Legion. I imagine maybe some more chip with flip turn? I mean, we might as well roost up. Nothing they're going to hit us with is going to KO us unless there's some, like, crazy Terra Fairy. But even that, I don't think KOs us. Terra Ice, maybe, yeah, but I don't see that coming. I'm thinking flip turn and go. A little grab and go chip. Excellent. Whoa. It's pretty good damage. Maybe Choice Band? But we don't care, because we're going to get back up to full health. And then who do we have in the back? Superior. Okay, was that a Master Ball, guys? Was that a shiny Superior and a Master Ball? Our opponent, man, living in luxury. Not sure how legit that would be, but I mean, I'm not going to judge, whatever. Do what you can, whatever you can do to beat me in battle, and if that's bringing a Superior to Master Ball and a Ditto and a Beast Ball, it is what it is. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm just gonna sometimes externalize some of those thoughts. So the Glare. So I'm thinking based on that, this potentially might be like a Glare, Substitute, Leaf Storm, Terra Blast, Leaf Storm, Synthesis. So we'll see here. I wonder if they Terra. They can't anticipate us having Gunk Shot, can they? But they did have that Ditto. So they actually do know what we have. But maybe they go back into Basket Legion. And just say, yep. So all heck with it. I think they're going into the basket to potentially bop us in the face with a water move. Now, I don't want to pivot out. I really like this curse here to raise our defense, but I don't want to pivot out. Man, do I Terra here? Predicting that. This might be a misplay. I do want to preserve the Terra for Dragonite in the back for last respects, and this looks like this is what's going to happen. So here probably comes what? The Terra Water? Yeah, it's a Terra Water Wave Crash. If this is Choice Band, I do believe this KOs. Hoping no crits, maybe? Maybe we survive, get lucky. So I believe this is going to hit us for a KO. And it crits. I don't know if it's a... it probably is. If it's Choice Band, Terra boosted. Claude, you did your work, my friend. Still took a ton of chip based on that recoil. I will defend that play because I did want to preserve that Terra on Dragonite, but now in hindsight, I would have loved for Claude to stick around. It totally walls that Superior. That's okay. We're cool. We know they're locked into Wave Crash. I'm now 100% guaranteeing they're a choice item Mon. So we'll see what happens here. I imagine they pivot out. I don't see them hitting us. So excellent. They did pivot. Perfect. So this is going to hit the Superior hard. And then if I'm my opponent, I go for like the Glare Paralyzed Cheese because they're in a really, really bad spot. Thinking Terra for the extreme speed, but I don't know if in this range it will KO the Superior. So I think Flamethrower is the safe play. So let's see what my opponent does. And again, they're thinking about it, which always has me second guessing. You can't know if your opponent's going to immediately hit a move. So Synthesis. Interesting. So what is that? Synthesis. Probably Leaf Storm. Glare. Did I miss a move? Substitute? I didn't see them proc anything else. Obviously with the lefties. Oh man, I wonder in this range, is E-Speed KO? I think we stick with Flamethrower. Okay, so back in the Basket Legion, maybe we get really lucky and we burn it. Maybe we finally get some strong luck and we just say, you know what? Screw this, we're getting you with the burn. So let's see. Oh my goodness! Alrighty guys, that puts us in such a strong spot. Yeah, let's just heal. Let's see what they do. So there's the last respects. This will do nothing. Excellent. I don't even think I have to Terra now. I think we can just win outright. Excellent. Oh, man. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm sticking into Flamethrower. Again, this will continue to do nothing. Oh my goodness, guys, that burn. So this actually was kind of a lucky match. The lucky 2 matches, I will say. Now, we did miss a Draco, had some bad plays, got obviously tricked on a choice item, but with that poison on that Espathra and the burn on this Bascule Legion, it did put us in a really beneficial spot. So RNG will give and take. And y'all, we just clean up now. Yeah, we clean up. I'm not going to Terra. Just going to continue to heal. I know it's a little cheesy, but there is no reason not to. Back up to multi-scale. I will not say it again, but okay, I'll say it again one more time. This Dragonite is just crazy. This Dragonite's nuts. This Dragonite is like... I have no words. It's just so good. It's so good in almost every single matchup. So bye-bye Bascule Legion. Thanks to our special priority Dragonite. Special attacking, priority E-speed. It's a beautiful thing, my friends. And y'all, I don't want to do it for a 3rd consecutive time, but this game is over. This is a GG's. Again, maybe a glare and hope situation, which is smart for my opponent. There it is. Okay, there's the glare. Hoping I get paralyzed. Assuming they then go into Synthesis, try to set up with Leaf Storm. But they won't be able to because we broke through. And we won this game. Let's go. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Awesome 3 battles. Ton of fun with this one. I hope you guys did too, and I hope you have a great day.